Welcome into another edition of Southern Miss Sports Today with head coach Joye Lee-McNelis talking Southern Miss Lady Eagle basketball. And Lady Eagles coming off the road, getting ready for the big homestand this week against UTEP and UTSA. And Coach, this is the first segment where we go back and talk about last week and talk about the games. And we're going to go ahead and talk about both of them here in this segment and get those out of the way. A lot to talk about with what this month is about, what this homestand is about. The Lady Eagles, it was a mixed bag in the road trip. Couldn't get the win, but played well enough to win for stretches of the ball game at UAB. And in the second quarter, one quarter doomed us in.
You know, Josh, we did a lot of positive things in the UAB game. You know, our guards played really well. Brittany Dinkins played extremely well. Brittany Norris hit some big shots and single-handedly put us back in that ball game. She really, really did, and hit big, big shots for us. And, you know, it gave us the lead, particularly in that first quarter before we went into the second half where we could not buy a bucket. But I think when you go back and I look at it, the things I think were very positive is our guard play was really pretty good, Josh, offensively and defensively. Our post play was not what we needed it to be. We just didn't get a lot of production out of our post game, and their post player in Brittany Winsborn really dominated every aspect of the game. Offensive rebounds, she had 6 boards, she had a double-double. I think she had a total of 16 rebounds, had double-digit points, and she truly dominated the game. Just such a very, very good player. I think when you go back and we discuss that game, I think there's a couple of things, Josh, to also point out that we have to continue to make strides on. Number one's offensive rebounding. We've really made tremendous strides, and that's what was so disappointing in that game is that we've made a huge step in keeping people off the offensive glass, and we did not in that UAB game. And if there's one thing, two things I'm going to say that was difference makers in the game. Number one, offensive rebounding. They dominated the glass. We did not play physical enough to get to the free throw line. We took 4 free throws, and they took 20-something free throws. You know, that can't happen, and you can't win on the road when those things happen. And again, the lesson we have to learn is keep them off the glass, and let's attack the basket.
And it was another game where, again, down the stretch, you're putting so much pressure on your defense. Correct. Because you're consistently not scoring.
You know, and that's exactly right. I mean, we miss layups, we miss bunny shots, and it's shots that we should make. And, you know, I just think, again, we take a couple of steps forward and we take a couple of steps backwards as a team. And, you know, I think the good thing is, Josh, is that our players are still hungry and really want to get better as we head down on our 6-game stretch here to finish the season.
And then you run into a Middle Tennessee State team that's the hottest team in the league.
Right.
They ran their win streak to 8 games. They were at home in front of a big crowd. They had over 5,000 there was the announced attendance. And they have 25 assists on 26 made baskets. They were always making that extra pass.
You know, Josh, as a player, as an assistant coach, as a head coach, I've never been a part of that, whether it was an opponent or whether it was my own team. Never. I mean, that's just unbelievable. And, you know, Josh, they do that after they lose 2 key players out of their program. And, you know, you just have to say hats off to Coach Insel and his staff, and you have to say hats off to those players because, to me, when you do that, that's a mark of a very unselfish team. And they really, really played very well. You know, we played well in spurts. We've had some nice spots. We helped on the glass. We controlled the glass, did our job there. But like we talked about the turnovers, you know, we had 10 turnovers at UAB, and then we have more turnovers against Middle Tennessee. So one thing we get fixed, one thing breaks down. And to be very honest with you, Josh, once again, we just didn't make shots. I mean, we just have really struggled in scoring the ball on the road, and that's what happened again. Middle Tennessee makes 2 and 3 and 4 passes, and they hit 3 balls.
With the exception of maybe a UTEP, you look at a Southern Miss, you look at a Middle, you look at a UAB, some of the best teams in the league the last few years. It's been defense, sharing the basketball. It's been chemistry. The blueprint is the same every year for the elite teams, and the Lady Eagles have just been inconsistent in those things this year, but we know what it takes, and this young team is learning how to do that.
You know, and that's such a great point, Josh. I mean, you look at Middle, and every player that is on the floor for Middle, that plays any minutes for Middle, played quality minutes for them last year. I mean, Ty Petty's one of the best guards in the league. She's very, very good. You have Bria Edwards that was a starter for him last year. Ty Petty's started for him her entire career. Then you've got Abby Sissom that came off the bench last year when we played at Middle. hit some big threes against us. Again, she's a very seasoned player now. Ended up starting some of their games last year. You know, inside, the one player that's different for them inside is Alex Johnson, that is a super freshman. But you're so right. There's a lot to be said about chemistry. It's a lot to be said about understanding the process and being a part of the journey. And, you know, honestly, with all the things that we have tried, we've just not quite got there yet.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll continue with the program. We'll talk more about this Lady Eagle team and talk more X's and O's basketball in our last segment. But coming up in our next segment, we're going to talk more about what this month is all about. It's fighting for a cure. It's breast cancer awareness. That's coming up this week as UTEP and UTSA are coming to town. So stay with us. You're watching Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Joye Lee-McNelis. As we continue with Southern Miss Sports Today with head coach Joye Lee-McNelis, the Lady Eagles are through this very important month of February. We're making it with our stress ball, our brain food, and we're trying to focus on what really matters, and that is breast cancer awareness is what this month is about. And we just came from Murfreesboro. They had their Play for K. We get a chance to fight for a cure here at Southern Miss this week, and it puts the game of basketball in perspective, and it's a neat time for our players and our fans to focus on what really matters.
You know, it really is, Josh. And so many times when it comes to basketball games, academics, you know, all the time that it takes, we all feel like we're drowning a little bit. And you're somewhat overwhelmed as a player, as a coach, whatever your role may be. And, you know, really and truly this month, you know, makes us step back. And we think of all the women that have fought this battle. And I will tell you, Josh, we were inspired this week. Motivation Monday is what we have. And Miss Maggie Hanberry and her mother, Melissa, came and joined us. Maggie is a young lady that's 16 years old that's been battling stage 4 cancer for 2 years. Wow. And she is a young lady that is so inspired. She set a goal 2 years ago to run a 5K and to run a half a marathon. And she is going to run one this week at Disney. And her mom is also going to run, and next year she'll be able to run her half marathon. But the one thing that Maggie shared with our team was, it's about faith. It's about believing in a higher power, our Lord, to be able to help you get through it. And her mom shared with us the many prayers that they felt and how the Children's Hospital in Jackson, the Batson Children's Hospital, was unbelievable in helping them through this time. But the one thing our players got from it, and it was interesting as we shared after they left, is she had a goal to run a half marathon, and even though she was fighting for her life and fighting every day, she kept her goal and her focus in mind to achieve of running a half a marathon. And it was really it was truly a tremendous inspiration. And I think we're all very blessed to know Miss Maggie and her mom, Miss Melissa. And it was a wonderful time for our team. But there's so many women that are battling every day. And until we take a step back or till it hits home, someone in our families, we don't really think about it. And that's sad to say. But I will tell you, it's a celebration time, because each day there's more and more research done to be able to find ways to battle breast cancer.
We'll take a break, come back, and continue with more with Southern Miss Sports Today with head coach Joye Lee-McNelis right after this.
Thank you so much for this prestigious award. I would like to thank my friends and family.
Hey, it's time for your homework.
Coming, Mama. As I was saying, I would also like to thank my educators for all they've done with me. Without them, I couldn't do anything.
And the winner of the first place award for small cities is Hattiesburg, Mississippi for the Education Initiative.
What are you doing back there, Haley?
Feeling like a winner.
fine. Good shot. Great job. Came back and got it. KK, don't pull. You were pulling to the corner before it's passed. Okay? If they pump fake you to the corner, they're going to throw it right down to that block. Here we go. I want you to drive it to the short corner. If you catch it, drive it. Hands. Guard the ball, Jayla. You touch. Box, fine. Good. Gets better.
1, 2, 3, 4.
As we wrap this edition of Southern Miss Sports Today with head coach Joye Lee-McNelis, the Lady Eagles have UTEP coming into town on Thursday, UTSA on Saturday. Thursday night will be our Battle for the Cure, will be our breast cancer awareness game here at Reed Green Coliseum. We're fired up coming out of that segment, out of that break. We had Jordan Dupuis mic'd up. The Lady Eagles are back home where they're 11-0 this season, trying to get it to 13-0. What do the Lady Eagles have to do starting Thursday to take down one of the best teams in the league?
You know, and they are one of the best teams in the league.
Best teams in the country.
They only have one loss against Marshall in conference, and then they lost at Long Beach State way back at the beginning of the season. They're very good, Josh. And, you know, we played them very well at UTEP. So, again, they come here. We will have many women in our audience that on Thursday night that will be wearing pink, and it will be a great reminder that we're fighting for the women of our community who have battled every single day. UTEP is very good. Very good. They're very experienced. They're one of the most experienced teams in Conference USA. And we're just excited we have them here. We're excited we get an opportunity to be able to play them. Coach Keitha does a tremendous job of really getting that team and inspiring that team. And, you know, they struggled last year winning, you know, I think 12 ball games. And this year, they're on fire. And it's basically their same team. But, again, it just tells you the experience really pays off. So it'll be a real challenge for us Thursday night at 6 o'clock. And if anyone is out there and wants to be a part of our breast cancer game, any women, please contact our office as soon as you can at 601-266-6444. We'd love to have you to be a part of it. They're going to have all kind of giveaways, and so we're looking forward to it. And we need a huge crowd because we got to keep our streak alive on Thursday, and then on Saturday, it's UTSA. It is a game that we felt like we played almost good enough to win. And truly, of the road swings, Josh, that we've had, the UTEP-UTSA has been the best road swing for the Lady Eagles. Yes, we lost on the scoreboard, but in both of those games, we did a lot of nice things.
Did a lot of nice things, so a lot of reasons for you to come out and support this team. Again, don't forget that each and every Tuesday night we're out at Mugshots Grill and Bar from 6 to 7 o'clock. So come out and join us, be a part of the show. You can tweet in, you can Facebook, you can email, you can come out, enjoy the best burger in the state, and be a part of the show. For Craig Adams, a special thanks to Coach McNelis. I'm Josh West. Until next time, you've been watching Southern Miss Sports Today.
Southern Miss fans, show your pride with real Golden Eagles gear from the official online store, shop.southernmiss.com. You'll find everything a Golden Eagles fan needs, from jerseys to sideline gear, polos, t-shirts, hats, and more. With an awesome selection of Golden Eagles products, including official team merchandise from Russell, when it comes to Golden Eagles pride, there's only one place real Southern Miss fans go, shop.southernmiss.com.